Oui, bah c'est bon là. T'entends bien ou pas? Bon, on va mettre le jeu. Comme ça, tu vas voir. Oh, ça a fonctionné. Oh là là, des plugins en plus. Ça fait beaucoup là, non? Tu me coupes dans le code d'intégration. Mais tu sais que c'est bien, tu m'as déjà vu jouer ça. Quand même. Normalement, tu m'as vu finir l'épisode 1, déjà une fois.
Stop! You're not getting anywhere with this Von Borchert.
You know, I kind of get the same feeling, my dear Sarah. Listen. Nothing. Not a sound. No one's coming to save you.
That's what
Ça
you
va te
think.
revenir, lapin.
The Golden Order knows exactly where we are.
By the time your ridiculous secret society turns up, I'll be long gone. As for you, nothing will remain of your body.
If you touch a single hair on my mother's head, I'll skin you alive.
Ah, c'est une bonne nouvelle ça en tout cas.
You know, Louis, I have no intention of beating your dear mother. There are more persuasive ways of making you talk. You've stolen
Autant
something
j'aime bien
from
le
me
jeu,
that
autant
I
je
intend to
déteste
get
cette
back.
intro. Je vois pas l'intérêt qu'elle a en fait par rapport au reste.
Where have
À
you
part faire
hidden it?
découvrir un peu...
Von Borchert, you can't sell that book on the black market anymore. This is finished.
Oh là là.
We know you're planning on selling at one of Lord Mortimer's parties. All right? Just tell us who the buyer is.
Tu veux réduire un peu la taille du chat? Comme ça. Allez, on
We can make a
continue.
deal.
You've no idea of the trouble you've gotten yourselves into. Oh, but you will tell me where it's hidden. I can promise you that.
Stop annoying our host, Louis. Son, didn't what happened to you in Rome teach you anything?
Just a few more minutes and my concoction will be ready. With this, your bodies will dissolve in less than 4 hours. You'll see. It loosens tongues in no time.
You know, I have to admit, Mother, the only thing you've ever taught me is that damn motto of yours. Always remain rational. And open. I got it. I've opened our shackles.
Draw him over here. I'll take care of him.
En 1080p.
Von Borchert!
Mais
Von Borchert!
Hmm?
Listen!
on a mis en 720, non?
Let's make a deal. I'll tell you where the book is if you let my mother go free.
Oh, what are you playing at?
Don't worry, Mother.
You want to play the hero. Pity you're not in any position to do so. For the last time. Where is Al-Azif?
Let me do this. Trust me.
Allez, le petit choix, faire confiance.
Please.
Parce que si on fait agir, on se prend une jolie cicatrice sur la figure.
Well done, Louis. You reacted
On verra si
perfectly.
Weaver galère à regarder. Bah, pour l'instant,
How
c'est
do
pas
you
mon
feel, Mother?
Weaver.
Couldn't be better. He's alive, so I can
Est-ce que tu
question
galères?
him after we get back. Pity he's just a middleman. Means I haven't finished with this case.
Oh, I had a feeling you'd be running off on one of your adventures again, Mother.
Oh, salut
You
Blix.
know what? I'm warning you. This time, I'm coming with you.
No, even though you impress me more and more, I have to do this on my own.
Mother, you're no spring chicken anymore.
Come on, let's go home. And don't forget to send our men to tend to Von Borchert.
Ça va Blix. T'as loupé rien d'intéressant parce que l'intro du jeu est assez longue et pour l'instant j'ai pas réussi à la resituer dans l'histoire. Ça présente juste un minimum les deux personnages principaux, mais on n'a pas besoin de ça. Nous sommes au-dessus de ça.
Well done, Mother. You just had
Là,
to
ça
pick
commence à
up
être
on
intéressant.
Burford's trail on your own, didn't you? You ditched me in Paris with no explanation, and off you go to infiltrate one of the world-renowned receptions of this Lord Mortimer? And now he writes me to say that you've gone missing on his private island? Which, by the way, looks more like a big rock than a paradise island.
The least he could do is explain to me how he managed to lose you. In any case,
C'est beau, oui. Le
it's
jeu est très
time
beau.
for you to stop all this, Mother. It no longer suits your age. Well, I'm sure I'll find you once again, slogging through the caves beneath the island, searching for some long-lost mystical object that you just can't live without. I'm already hating this trip, and all I've done is think
Contrary
about
to
it.
what one may be able to imagine, it was not the host himself who invited me.
Well now, Duchess, we find ourselves both invited by Sir Holm.
Well, how very amusing. Perhaps we have some common interests, Your Eminence. Is this your first time at one of Lord Mortimer's legendary parties?
Oh no, we have been friends since long ago. But as I'm doing some business with Sir Holm, the invitation came from him.
Well, I simply can't wait for all the festivities to
Le problème du
begin.
début, c'est qu'on n'a pas grand-chose à faire parce que
What
c'est
brings
beaucoup
you
de
here?
discours et après l'action, c'est bien. Il y a des petits choix comme ça.
Lord Mortimer asked me to join him. We have some business to take
La
care
raison
of.
personnelle,
Oh, how
j'ai déjà
mysterious.
testé
You
et
adapt quickly,
ça me
my son.
passe les gens confiance.
You get along here like a fish in water. Would you believe that we are all here hoping to solve our personal issues? You'll see.
Right. I doubt that you came here to look for your mother, Your Eminence.
Anyway, consider yourself fortunate, young man, because there are many who dream of simply one day setting foot on this island, and only a very few ever make it. Indeed, I imagine this must be your first time here.
Posons une question à la
And you,
duchesse.
Duchess? You seem to be quite accustomed to things here. Am I right?
I do not think that one can ever get accustomed to what Lord Mortimer prepares for his guests. But you are right. This is not the first time I've been on this wharf.
If you've come back again, I imagine you must find it to be of some interest.
Here, everything is possible if you make the right choices. It really is up to you whether you leave better off or not.
Please excuse me if you find me overly curious, young man. I did not mean to cause you any embarrassment. Come, Duchess. They are waiting for us.
Ah, j'ai entendu une alerte, mais je ne sais pas ce que c'est. T'as fait quoi comme test?
We're moving, Monsieur de Richet, if you would like to join us.
I'm coming, Duchess. A cardinal? A duchess? I wonder if all the guests here are this prestigious.
Ah,
If
tu
I'd
m'as
known,
invité.
I
Ok.
would have gone for a better suit.
Are you all right?
Très bien, monsieur le puce.
Mother? Oh shit, your hand!
So,
Okay, it's done.
did you put it in a safe place?
Yes. I made sure no one was following me. Don't worry, Sarah.
Alors
no
là, nous
one's
avons la
going to find you.
duchesse, notre mère.
Are you
Uh,
absolutely sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
On sait...
Right. Just
J'ai déjà
wanted
fini
to-
l'épisode,
No, Mother,
celui
no,
qu'on est en train de
no,
faire.
no!
Et je n'ai toujours pas trouvé la
What?
réponse à est-ce que c'est une vision?
Have you lost your mind?
There's no other way.
If you
Et,
kill me, you won't find
Quand est-ce que
it.
ça arrive?
That is the point, my dear. No one must ever put their hands on it again.
No. But I trusted you.
Ni de quoi ça parle, accessoirement.
No, Sarah. Don't. No.
S'il y a 5 épisodes, c'est pas pour rien normalement.
No! You can run if you want to, Sarah, but you will pay for what you've done.
Hugh.
Louis, are you all right? What's going on? Here, take this.
I'm sorry.
Keep it. Are you better?
I'm fine. Don't worry. It's getting late. Why don't you go on ahead and I'll catch up with you, okay?
Are you sure?
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm sure, yes.
Fine.
I definitely have to find Mother quickly.
Am I going crazy or what? This can't be real. The
Ah,
Duchess arrived
utiliser
with me.
QSD pour se déplacer.
What's happening to me, for God's sake? I absolutely need to find you, Mother.
Là, c'est très bien. C'est un petit passage qui est incohérent, je trouve. Mais c'est juste pour dire qu'on peut avoir QSD pour se déplacer.
Louis,
Parce que
during the
on quitte la
trip, I had
duchesse
something I wanted to
pour retrouver la
ask you,
duchesse.
but we didn't happen to run into each other.
Yes, Duchess?
I'm not sure if you remember, but we've met before. At that time, you were of two minds as to your choice of career. Tell me, what have you been up to since?
Ah, notre classe. Et Lapin dira que je vais directement choisir diplomate parce que j'adore la diplomatie. Et sinon, il y a occultiste. Alors, diplomate, c'est brillant société. La politique, c'est super marrant. Occultiste, c'est les sciences, c'est moins marrant. Et détective, c'est l'enquête, c'est moins marrant. Je sais, Lapin, que tu aurais pris détective, mais il y a certaines actions, enfin certains dialogues où la politique, vraiment, ça sauve des vies. vais pas vous spoil pour ceux qui n'ont pas vu, mais... Voilà. Alors, Blix, c'est un jeu de narration. Comme tu as vu, ça parle beaucoup. Et on a régulièrement des interactions avec les autres personnages pour avancer dans l'histoire. Tu peux rater des interactions, ça va pas te faire perdre. Ça va juste garder un impact négatif avec le personnage. Alors si tu mets en rogne un personnage, il va juste moins être confiant avec toi, par exemple. Un truc comme ça. Et tu as une classe, tu peux monter des compétences pour avoir plus de choix. Genre par exemple, si tu prends ça, tu peux voler des objets. Ça c'est marrant, voler des objets. Il y a des trucs à voler et c'est un peu frustrant de ne pas pouvoir les voler. Là, c'est plus de connaissances médicales, plus de connaissances dans l'art, tout ça. Enfin, bref. Et tout ça, ça tourne autour d'une île qui est moche comme tout et où il y a plein d'invités prestigieux. Et c'est le bordel, franchement. Du coup, là, j'ai 3 points disponibles pour la diplomatie. Je vais augmenter les trucs sympas. Alors, la politique. L'étiquette, c'est sympa aussi. Et la linguistique. Qui est en petit valide.
Well,
Voilà.
I've devoted myself to the interests of France to the best of my abilities. A few years ago, I had a brush with some of your fellow countrymen.
Counter-revolutionaries, I'd imagine.
Exactly. They got away, thanks to a little diversion I came up with to keep the sans-culottes away. Believe me, they came close to adorning the walls of the catacombs of Paris.
So that young French diplomat was you? The mercy you showed the agents of the Queen roused the admiration of the court. Few would have let them leave France alive.
Duchess, I'm surprised that anyone still remembers.
Well, they say I have the memory of 2 people. But please, call me Emily.
Fine, Emily. Tell me, I was actually helped on that case by my mother. You wouldn't know her by any chance?
Wait, Louis. We've already met. You do remember me, don't you?
Est-ce qu'on se souvient de la duchesse? Je vais dire que oui.
How could I forget a woman such as yourself?
A woman such as me.
On
What a
va, on se
sweet
souvient pas,
talker
mais
you
bon.
are. Remind me of how we met.
Et voilà, les compétences de chaque arbre ça permet de débloquer des actions dans les dialogues. Et là par exemple, il y en a une que j'ai pas parce qu'il me faut manipulation en niveau 1. Par contre, je peux celle-là en utilisant des points d'effort qui sont les 7 points en bas. Il y a des moyens d'en récupérer, mais bon, c'est pas énorme. Et faut tenir tout un dialogue avec ces 7 points souvent. Donc là, j'en utilise un pour la séduire.
Oh, Emily, I am marked for life. I'm sure you leave your mark on every man who crosses your path.
Pardon?
That extravagant uniqueness, with its rare blend of whimsical banality and cat-like curiosity. There's a veil of mystery around you that only adds to your charm and your curves. You would enchant any man.
Hold it, Louis. You've lost me there.
It's as though you have several women hidden inside you, Emily. I mustn't share my true feelings about you. If I ever dared, I...
No, dare not, Louis. Better that way. You go and take a deep breath, and we'll forget all about it.
Hey, Emily, you've gone all red. Are you blushing?
Right, time to go to the manor.
I ask her a question, she answers with another. Is she playing with me?
Alors,
Emily, please excuse my insisting, but You still haven't answered about my mother. Do you know her?
You'll see, Louis. Everybody here knows Sarah de Richet.
I don't know where we're going like this, Emily, but you're connected to my mother one way or another. And if I can believe my vision,
Je
you
suis
don't
le
have
seul à
much of a
streamer
place
sur
in
ce
your
jeu de
heart.
tout Twitch. Oh. Ils savent pas ce qu'ils ratent. Parce que c'est vraiment un très bon jeu. Du coup. Ah, t'as indiqué FR sur le titre. Ok. Au fil des dialogues, on débloque des fiches personnages bien sympathiques qui résument qui sont les personnages. Alors d'abord il y a nous, Louis de Richet. On est un aristo parisien. On est membre d'une société secrète qui s'appelle l'Ordre Doré. Et ces personnages qu'on joue, on doit l'amener dans un monde où c'est le foutoir. Notre mère, c'est elle qui dirige la société secrète. Et elle souhaite que cette société se développe le plus possible dans plein de pays différents. Donc, ça nous amène à découvrir plein de personnages assez importants. Sinon, il y a la duchesse. Elle s'est mariée avec un vieux, et c'est comme ça qu'on l'a découvert. Et elle est très proche de la reine. La reine d'Angleterre, bien sûr. Donc, elle est un peu mystérieuse comme ça. Et lui, c'est le cardinal. Qui... Enfin, du coup, c'est un représentant du pape qui aime bien les banquiers. Donc, on a une duchesse opportuniste, un cardinal, et 2 membres de société secrète qui se retrouvent sur une île d'un gros noble. Ça fait très Camoulox comme début de jeu, et c'est ça qui est marrant. Là, c'est la petite carte du ponton où on est. Et on va découvrir plein de choses après, ça va être marrant. Là, on revoit nos aptitudes. Et voilà. Et maintenant, c'est un moment où on peut faire beaucoup de choses. On doit fouiller le quai pour trouver des indices, quels qu'ils soient. Et bonne à lapin. Du coup, j'ai perdu mes yeux. Ah non, c'est pas maintenant qu'il faut fouiller. Si, je sais plus. Je vois rien pour fouiller. Mince. Ah non, faut lui parler d'abord à lui, peut-être.
Sir, may I ask your name,
Je ne sais
please?
plus, ça fait si longtemps que j'ai
Louis de
joué.
Richet.
Monsieur de Richet. Delighted
Monsieur
to
de
welcome
Richet.
your mother, sir. You must be Sarah de Richet's son. I must tell you we are doing our utmost to find your mother as quickly as possible.
On va pas attaquer Lord Mortimer directement. On va demander
What can you
ce
tell me
qu'il
about
sait
the
de ma mère.
disappearance of my mother?
2 weeks have passed since Sir's mother went missing. All the staff here have since been busy searching every nook and cranny of the island. But Sir may rest assured, we shouldn't be long in finding her.
And just what have you found so far?
It would seem that Sir's mother may be hiding on the island and regularly changing her location. But no one seems to know why she would find this behavior necessary.
Salut
What do you
Golorka.
mean? On several occasions, we have found
Merci pour le
leftovers of
follow.
food, a few of her things, or even traces of campsites. The reason why we're searching the wharf again is because lights were spotted there last night.
Where we are now?
Indeed, sir. According to our information, lights were seen in the middle of the night, sir. After verification, none of the guests seem to have left the manor last night. We think that perhaps Sir's mother was here.
Et là, je pourrais demander s'ils ont trouvé quelque chose, mais je n'ai pas la compétence interrogatoire. Du coup, je vais juste demander s'il y a des témoins.
Did anyone see anything else?
Unfortunately not, sir. Only lights were seen by servants of the manor, sir. And as I was saying, sir, all the guests were asleep, and no one seems to have noticed anything at all. We seem to have found an object that would appear to belong to Sir's mother. A handkerchief. The handkerchief is embroidered with the initials SDR. We came to the conclusion
Oh,
that
merci
they are
pour
the
le raid,
initials of
Velourka.
Sir's mother, Sarah de Richet.
2 viewers,
I have
c'est pas
orders
mal.
to give it to Lord
C'est un
Mortimer
bon
as
début.
soon as I see him.
I know my mother. She's not the kind to go for a
Merci
midnight
pour le
stroll
follow,
on the wharf
Maurice.
for nothing. I got to
Comment on se
find out
retrouve?
what the hell she was doing. Where exactly did you find the handkerchief?
On the landing dock, sir. The one you arrived by.
Du coup, là, je vais demander
That
le
handkerchief
mouchoir
belongs
de
to
ma
me.
mère.
Please hand it over now.
But, sir,
I'll speak directly to your master about it. It will be a very long conversation.
Of course, sir. Please, take it. On that note, I must leave you, sir. There is still much to prepare in order to welcome
J'ai gagné un
all the
mouchoir.
guests.
It is indeed your handkerchief, Mother. You must have come here for a specific reason. I need to know what it is. Let's think. What could she have
du
been
coup,
doing
là-
out here on this wharf?
Je vais fouiller le quai du coup. J'ai voulu les trouver tout à l'heure. Il y a des trucs qui doivent s'être mis. Alors, pas ici. Ah, voilà.
Let's
La
see
boîte
what's
aux
hidden
lettres.
inside. Let's
Et bien
look.
sûr, nous allons fouiller. Alors, Monsieur Karl Corret.
It's too badly written. I can't make out the address.
Il y en a plein au début, on n'a pas d'infos qui pop.
Address is 50 Bedford Square, London.
C'est juste qu'elles sont pas importantes.
The address is in Sao Paulo, Brazil. That reminds me, it's about time the order sent some envoys there. A letter written in an Oriental language.
Voilà, du coup je peux décrypter cette lettre puisque
This letter
j'ai
is
la
in
compétence
Japanese.
linguistique.
It's addressed to a certain Kei Shotaro in Tokyo.
Il a d'autres lettres.
Probably a Dutchman. Hôtel de Cluny, Rue de Mathurin, Paris. I guarantee this letter is for my mother. The address is a hideout for the Golden Order. If you write anyone over there, you have to watch out in case someone's reading your mail. But who is this Samuel Ritter d'Auchois? Let's see what's inside this letter. So,
Dear Samuel, my stay on Lord Mortimer's island is going wonderfully well. As I find myself in such charming company, I plan to stay a few more weeks. Would you be so kind as to send me a gift that I'd like to give to our old friend Manuel Godoy? I would be most grateful. I have been told that he's going to join us here soon. I would like to mark the occasion. Thank you in advance. Yours devotedly, Sarah Faustine de Richet.
what is your game here, Mother? Secrets, always more secrets. You never talk to anyone using language like this. Something's going on here. Who is this Samuel Ritter? And for crying out loud, who is this Manuel Godoy that you keep bringing up? Think. Godoy, Godoy, Manuel Godoy. Why does the name sound so familiar? Ah, it's coming back to me. Godoy is the head of the Spanish government. He was appointed by King Charles IV, if I'm not
Ah
mistaken.
oui,
Rumor has it
Godoy.
that he's very close to the Queen. too close. Much too close. But hey, that's none of my business. He has a reputation of being upright and proud, very attached to the aristocracy, and close to Louis XVI. Well, hope we meet to talk about it soon, Mother. I don't know what you've gotten yourself into this time, but I'll bet you've got a lot to tell me.
Mais du coup, j'ai pas fini, moi. Les lettres, il m'en
See
reste.
what's hidden inside. Let's look.
Dans les autres lettres, il me reste. Ah. HB de la pâte.
An address in Cairo, Egypt.
Au Caire, oh là
Mortimer
là.
communicates with the whole world.
Là, je veux les références.
This envelope is meant for the Vatican. This name sounds familiar. Pashi. No. Can't seem to place it.
Voilà, du coup, j'ai fini avec les lettres. On va voir s'il y a d'autres points. En sachant qu'il y a certains qui ne donnent rien en fait. C'est juste là pour t'emmerder. Franchement, il n'y a pas d'autres mots. Là. Joli royal. Ça, c'est un bonus pour restaurer des points d'effort. Et c'est super sympathique. Surtout quand on a plein à utiliser.
A sack of seeds. It's unopened. No one seems to have used
Voilà.
any.
Un truc qui sert à rien. Un sac de grains qui n'a pas été ouvert. Personne n'a pu s'en servir.
Must be an incredible view from up there. Impossible to set foot on the island without being seen from 300 meters away. Looks like a bar from an old gate. This miserable old bar has been broken fairly recently. The edges are still clean, and the tip is blackened. Without analysis to the contrary, I put my money on cannon powder. This might just come in handy.
Oui, alors les tours de magie. Je viens de prendre une barre en fer, bien sûr. Et ça ne se voit pas. Alors. Là, j'ai le royal.
This chest might belong to Duchess Hillsborough.
La malle de la duchesse.
Looks like the barrel's been broken for quite some time.
Je crois que c'est par là-bas qu'on a des trucs intéressants aussi.
Locked. I'll never get it open bare-handed.
On peut toujours avoir besoin de barre en fer.
Clearly, I'm not much for manual labor. Let's see if I can get it open another way.
Mais ça sert à rien par contre. Du coup, vu que je n'ai pas les compétences nécessaires pour ça, je vais m'en aller. Tiens.
A wooden floorboard. Probably comes from this part of the wharf. The wood is slightly eaten away, of course, but it still would have been fine if it weren't smashed.
Oh, voilà. Cordage le royal. C'est sympa le gilet royal.
Hey, there's something not right about this floorboard. It's different from the rest. Somebody replaced it recently, but looks like it's fixed pretty solidly in place. It's going to be tough to rip it out of here.
On peut toujours avoir besoin d'une barre en fer. Deuxième version. Et là ça fonctionne.
That does it.
Et voilà, ça y
See
est une
what's
fois.
hidden
Bon.
inside. There's a book and also a bag. The Mysterium Cosmographicum. I know that book well. Mother used to read passages from it to me all the time, and judging from what I can see, it's the same one as hers.
For crying out loud, what's happened to you, Mother?
Ah oui.
Let's look
Les
inside the bag.
manuscrits, ce n'est pas une compétence
More
permanente.
food,
C'est
a few toiletries,
bien
a small
sympathique,
key, and
franchement.
some kind of black powder.
On va examiner tout ça.
A piece of bacon and some bread. The fruit's still firm. The bread's a bit stale. From the smell, this food's been here roughly 2 days. And if it's rationed, there's enough left to last 2 more days. An iron key completely rusted.
On la prend,
No.
bien sûr, la clé.
It might be useful.
Ça peut
Hope Mother
toujours
wasn't
servir
counting on
une
it.
clé.
Shit, those are definitely my mother's things. I recognize her hairpins. This bag smells of her perfume. A piece of soap, some oils, and her powder puff. But what does all this mean?
Du coup, elle
Right.
vient pour prendre le sac.
Just in case, I'll take it all. I'll give it back to Mother when I see her.
Et maintenant, il n'y a plus rien.
Why did you hide supplies?
Du coup, quand on a l'inventaire, là, j'ai le sac de ma mère, une clé, une lettre, un mouchoir, 2 mouchoirs, et l'invitation qui fait que je suis là sur l'île.
Middle of nowhere,
Ça commence à
Mother.
faire beaucoup là,
I don't
non?
know what's going on here, but you obviously feel like
Surtout les
you're in
mouchoirs,
danger.
franchement. Normalement, il y a une inscription là en latin.
Latin inscription. Annesis. Mi fili
Oui, c'est pas très Covid.
produncia mundus vergatur. You don't know, my son, how little wisdom the world is
Mais le
governed
Covid,
with.
ça n'existait pas encore en
I tend to
1693,
agree.
donc pas de problème là-dessus. Il a monté l'escalier pour arriver devant là où on va rester tout le temps en fait, quasiment. Il n'y a pas de raison pour qu'on descende.
How did
Some-
Mortimer manage to build his manor at the top of a rocky outcrop?
En tout cas, tout l'épisode 1, on reste là-dedans. Vous voyez comme c'est bien fait.
Impressive.
Ah, my son. I was
Et
looking
on
for you.
retrouve le cardinal.
What can I do for
La
you,
duchesse.
Your Eminence?
On a déjà vu sur le quai ce qu'on arrive ensemble.
You are the son of Sara de Riche, aren't you? You see, your mother and I were supposed to meet here on this very spot. I was supposed to hand her a very important envelope. But I haven't seen her.
If only Mother had told me why she was coming here. Anyway, I ought to take the envelope. It might have something to do with her disappearance.
Listen, if it will help,
Voilà,
you
ça
can
c'est
always
le plus
give it to me.
important, les confrontations.
Thank you, my son.
Il faut mettre en confiance les personnes en face pour réussir à faire. Là, ce que je veux, c'est qu'il me donne la lettre.
Would you happen to know if your mother has arrived yet?
Listen, trust me, sir, and give me the letter. I'll take care of everything.
I appreciate your devotion, my son, but no thank you. Being hasty very rarely solves anything.
Je Je vais aller un peu vite là-dessus.
By the way, Your Eminence, I wasn't aware you knew my mother.
Il me semblait que c'est le choix que j'avais fait la première fois, mais non. Faut que je révise un peu parce que j'ai pas une très bonne mémoire.
She has rendered great service to the church, and her help is invaluable. I hope that you will follow in her footsteps.
If only she had told me where she was headed.
Nonetheless, our exchanges have always been discreet, and I should like them to remain as such. If your mother wishes to speak to you about us one day, I will not mind if she does so.
That is very commendable. But since we work together on a daily basis, it's surely just an oversight.
Most certainly. You said you work together. What do you do exactly?
Allez, on va le barrer de signer.
Mother passed her
Une collection
passion for
d'art.
art to
Une
me.
collection
Ancient
d'art.
art. Very
Tellement.
ancient.
I didn't know your mother was an art lover.
Mainly pre-Christian objects which are believed to have unique properties.
Well, how interesting.
Allez.
Now that you mention it, I can indeed imagine Sarah getting interested in that.
All the same, it bothers me to see you in a quandary, Your Eminence. Is there any other solution? Look, if it's of any help, you can always leave your envelope with me and I'll give it to her as soon as I see her.
I hesitate. Up till now, we have always dealt with her in person, and that has always been successful. Do you think I should give it to you?
Don't worry, Your Eminence. Your secret is safe with me. You know my
Oui, je
mother's
pense que dire
reputation.
que on va
As
lui
her
donner si on la
son, I will
retrouve,
defend
ça donne pas
the
très
Rishi's
confiance.
word with the same fervor.
I would expect nothing less. Listen to me, my child. If I give you the letter, can you promise me before God that no one other than your mother will read it?
Ah, le plus important. On va lui promettre ça.
Your Eminence, if there's one thing you can count on, it's the value of a promise made by a Derishe. Respecting our commitments has always been the pillar of our
Normalement,
family.
ça fonctionne, il me donne
And
sa
nothing
lettre.
nor nobody will prevent that from happening. Since you know my mother, you should know that a Derishe always keeps their word. You can be sure of that.
Thank you, my son. It is most reassuring.
You're welcome, especially since I promised you nothing, my friend.
Listen, let's stop there. I'm going to tell you a secret, Monsieur Derice. Your mother and I are organizing the escape of a large number of French priests who face a massacre organized by the accursed Republican tribunals. The church is literally being bled like a beast. Without your mother, hundreds of men of the cloth would have gone to the guillotine. She has made the services of your order available to us by organizing the priests' safe passage across the borders. Even if she does not share all our convictions, she always provided assistance. Young man, you can be proud to be her son. Be it only for her sake.
Heureux le pas.
Always respect your name. Here, the letter I spoke of. It includes a list of about 15 names ready for departure. Be quick. Remember to tell Sarah when you see her that time is short.
Well played. I'll decide later when I'm alone whether to look at what it contains.
Voilà. Alors maintenant nous avons la lettre de Piaggi, notre cher cardinal. Et il ne faut pas l'ouvrir, sinon s'il découvre, il va ne pas trop nous apprécier en fait. Grossièrement. Et on sait qu'il est lié à l'ordre pour faire échapper des religieux français.
Lord Mortimer
Pour échapper à la
certainly has a
guillotine.
taste for staging rooms.
Maintenant nous allons regarder attentivement toutes les œuvres ici.
Saturn devouring his son. Good God, how awful. Everything in this painting is disturbing. It's the first time I've seen brushstrokes like this.
Là, c'est essentiellement des tableaux parce que il y a
Crucifixion of
beaucoup
Saint
de
Peter.
déco.
He was
Vraiment
crucified
beaucoup
upside
de
down
déco.
out of humility. Surprising for an entrance hall.
Et il y a beaucoup de fauteuils qui font chier aussi. Je crois qu'on ne peut pas s'asseoir généralement sur eux. C'est dommage. Là, on n'a pas le droit d'aller.
Blind Oedipus. Blinded himself. What a tragic destiny.
Un joli tableau par ailleurs, mais...
Fall of the Damned by Rubens. The man who cannot achieve the salvation of God the Father is offered to fall into the depths of the abyss.
Croix de Malte. Ça c'est un autre bonus. Qui nous donne les immunités et vulnérabilités des gens, temporairement. Alors, les immunités, c'est des sujets où les gens n'en parleront pas en fait. Ils les éviteront au maximum. Et si tu vas là-dessus, c'est l'échec assuré. Par contre, quand ils sont vulnérables, il y en a d'autres qui sont vulnérables. Ça veut dire que tu peux aller là-dessus. Ils seront beaucoup plus sympas avec toi. Du coup, avec la croix de Malte, tu vois toutes tes informations correspondant à ça temporairement. Ça peut aider. Voilà, maintenant je vais rejoindre. Oh.
Lives of the Noble Greeks and Romans by Plutarch, a biography of the great men.
Salut Ruber. Merci pour le follow. Biographie et personnalités qui ont marqué l'histoire. Je vole un livre. Soit les aristos volaient des choses. Vous ne savez qu'à ça de toute manière.
I thought my chimney was big,
Voilà.
but this one is beyond belief.
It's the least one can say. I've been longing for a warm fire for ages.
Since I set foot on the island, I
Il y a
haven't
aussi
ventured-
Discord. Attends. C'est vrai qu'on les entend. Là, j'ai coupé Discord carrément. On verra
2 yards away
une
from-
prochaine fois
Have
pour
you
changer
also
ça.
just arrived?
Oh, late morning, I'd say.
Louis, come join us. Monsieur, may I introduce you to Monseigneur His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi? He joins us straight from Rome.
Oh, just call me Your Eminence. It's simpler.
George Washington, President of the United States of America.
Donc voilà, maintenant nous connaissons
Delighted
une
at last
duchesse,
to make
un
your
cardinal
acquaintance, Mr.
et
President.
George
Pleased to
Washington.
meet you, Mr. President. Louis
Rien que
Moras
ça.
de
Le
Richelieu.
troisième
It is an honor to meet you.
personnage
Young man, let's
qu'on
keep it
connaît,
simple, please.
c'est
Let us forget our fancy
le
titles.
premier président des
Nice to
États-Unis.
meet you, Louis.
I should imagine you never thought you'd be in such company.
I must admit that I didn't. It's the first time that I've ever met so many illustrious personalities.
And you haven't seen anything yet. Generally, when Lord Mortimer organizes one of his receptions,
Voilà.
there are over a dozen people here.
They can't all be here yet, and you'll see, most of the time there's only the upper
C'est la
crust.
première personnalité
And I
importante.
noticed you were
Il y en
already
a
getting
beaucoup
to know His
après.
Eminence at the
Et
entrance.
c'est le bazar.
It's the
C'est marrant.
perfect place to build up a network. What were you talking about, if you forgive my indiscretion?
Allez, nous allons parler de
Believe me,
l'étonnante porte
she's not
d'entrée.
that special. His Eminence was asking me for my opinion about the style of the main door.
I have to admit, this place certainly doesn't lack panache.
It's simply stupefying.
Oh, pity. No scrumptious gossip or juicy tidbits, unmentionable secrets, or even money matters. But you'll see, it will come. Despite all the goodwill in the world, you can't stop people scheming left and right around here.
Speak for yourself, sir.
Well, my friends, do any of you know the reason why we're here this time?
Not in the slightest. As for me, I've been invited by Sir Holm, a close friend of Lord Mortimer, but I do not know the reason why.
You see, Louis, every time Lord Mortimer organizes a reception, he always finds a moment to set up a chat with all the guests.
During which time we remake the world.
Accompanied by gallons of absinthe and cussing. I'll leave you to imagine the result.
So, if I understand rightly, Monsieur de Richet, you've come out here to join your mother. For what reason, exactly?
C'est pas cool de demander si, enfin de dire si elle a disparu directement. Nous
Like
allons
you,
inventer.
Mr. President, I'm here as a result of Lord Mortimer's invitation.
2 members of the same family here. That is rare.
You know what they say. You can pick your nose,
Mentir,
but
c'est
you can't
important
pick
dans
your
le jeu.
family.
Seriously, though, I know your mother well. Stay behind with me afterwards, and we'll take a moment to speak about her.
Good Lord. Washington is wearing the emblem of the Grand Master of the Golden Order. It's the highest distinction of the order in the United States. It puts him on par with my mother. He must really know his stuff when it comes to the occult.
Good evening, my friends.
Holy shit. That's the man for my vision.
An urgent case has delayed our host, Lord Mortimer. He can't be present this evening, and he sends his deepest apologies.
He's asked me here and he hasn't even turned up? Great start. Do you know that man?
Sir Gregory Holm, an English aristocrat, very influential. He's also close to Lord Mortimer, so don't be surprised if he acts like he's at home.
And now, my dear guests, a light meal is served in the small salon. For those who would like to, you're invited to follow me into the next room.
My dear fellow, you must have read my thoughts. I shall follow.
We'll have to be careful not to make too much noise. One of Lord Mortimer's guests is relaxing.
Oh, we shall be quiet.
Don't take it the wrong way, Sir Holm, but I have already eaten. Thus, I shall be happy to remain by the fireside.
If you don't mind, Gregory, I should like to keep Mr. Washington company.
Please feel at home. And you, sir?
If I stay with Washington, we'll be able to speak about my mother. But on the other hand, I'd like to learn more about this home. I saw him in my vision.
Nous allons d'abord rester écouter ce grand homme.
Let's see what Washington has to say.
Sir, if you don't mind, I shall stay here.
Do exactly as you please, young man.
Du coup, c'est l'occasion de
Oui,
faire d'autres
thank
choix.
you, Just like you,
Ouais, mais pas
when I
là-dessus.
arrived this morning, I found out that Sarah had gone missing. I know your mother well. Don't worry, Emily is
Il y a
from
un
the
moment où
English
je sais que
branch
je
of
ferai un
the
autre
Golden
choix.
Order.
And President
Mais sur
Washington
celui-là, je
is in
préfère
fact the
non.
leader of the order
Parce
in
que
the
comme ça, on
United
voit le lien
States.
avec la duchesse.
I didn't know.
Sorry to have made you wait, but I didn't want to speak in front of the others.
You did well. Secrecy and discretion are the pillars of our organization.
If I can help in any way at all, please don't hesitate to ask, my lad. And if you have any other questions, now's the time.
And you, Emily, what do you think of my mother?
I only know her through the order. The one time we met, we only exchanged a few words in a corridor of Parliament.
And was the exchange courteous or impassioned?
I'm not sure if I understand.
Was there any reason for her to be angry with you?
Under other circumstances, I would slap your face for even asking, but I'll put your lack of tact down to her disappearance. Know that your mother is a woman I would love to work with. Her reputation is entirely deserved. Mr. Washington will be able to tell you more.
Mr. Washington, you seem to be very familiar with my mother. Where did you first meet her?
I met Sarah during the War of Independence on American soil. She was introduced to me by a mutual acquaintance, and I must say that her sound advice prevented me from making some terrible mistakes. She may not be a soldier, but believe me, she deserves a statue as much as Lafayette does.
Well, I didn't see that one coming. There's no doubt Mother has many secrets that are still hidden. Right. Would it be too much if I asked you a few more questions?
Not at all. Go ahead. But I can't promise I'll remember everything.
May I ask, when you saw each other, what did you talk about?
Je sais plus. Je crois que la dernière fois j'avais raté sur la politique, faut pas lui en parler à lui. Du coup, je parlais
When
de
she
l'ordre
came to
doré.
the US, did you exchange ideas about the Golden Order?
Exactly. What's more, she was essential in helping set up the American branch of the Order. I would never have become its leader without her help. We are a new country, and to achieve our democratic ideals, we need to count on discrete powers such as our organization.
Thank you, sir. I was hoping to speak with Lord Mortimer. At least now I have some information, thanks to you.
I repeat, Lord Mortimer is a man of his word. You won't be disappointed. And I am persuaded that your mother's research is his main concern.
Mother still is at the head of the Golden Order. I find it difficult to believe that she came to this island without notifying the other members.
As for myself, I did not know. I am here at the request of Sir Holm, a situation regarding the Crown of
Quel
England
honneur.
to resolve,
Salut Pouinaï,
and to
merci
see
pour
what
le
Lord
follow.
Mortimer has to propose to us.
As for me, Lord Mortimer asked me here to speak about the future of America. I did not know that your mother would even be among us. In any case, no one has yet mentioned associating the Order.
We haven't found many clues yet.
Nous allons pas
Don't
délivrer
worry,
toutes
Louis.
nos cartes d'un coup.
I'm sure nothing bad has happened to her.
Histoire...
Yes, I hope not.
Careful, they're coming back.
Du favoritisme, comment ça?
Well, I am impressed with all this splendor.
But don't spend too much time with Mr. Washington, my dear, or you'll lose your pretty accent. You seem to be intrigued by that statue.
Absolutely. It is remarkable.
Ah,
Lord
jaloux
Mortimer
de
is
la fin.
fond of atypical works of art. I won't disguise the fact that I find it all a little megalomaniacal. But I must say, he does have some outstanding pieces.
Sir Holm, who was that young lady with you?
Elizabeth Adams, Mr. President. She would have liked to have stayed with us, but the poor thing is exhausted.
Elizabeth Adams?
Miss Adams is here to rest. You have perhaps already come across her in the corridors. She arrived a few days ago.
je vois des petits pop-up
I
sur la droite
perceived
pour me dire que
that
j'ouvre des
we
opportunités.
weren't introduced.
Parce que
Rest
du
assured,
coup,
she is not here for the same
je
reasons
manque
as
de
yourself.
compétences dans ce
Consequently,
domaine,
I'm counting on your
notamment
indulgence.
dans le côté détective.
On that note, it's very late. You must be exhausted. The servant will accompany you to your room.
Du coup, nous avons découvert un nouveau personnage qui est Elizabeth Adams. Et c'est un personnage qui est atypique parce que officiellement, elle est morte. Voilà. Il y a une petite intrigue après avec elle plus tard. Allez.
Ladies, gentlemen, I bid you all good night. Mr. President, Your Eminence, Duchess, you have the same rooms as usual. You, Monsieur de Richet, will find your room at the end of the corridor.
Well, my friends, I am bone tired. I am off to my bed. See you in the morning.
Good night, sir. I shall do likewise.
Louis, I shall see you in the morning. Sleep well.
Good night. See you tomorrow. Oh man, it's been quite a day. Right, where is my room?
Allez, maintenant, Monsieur Louis de Richet va faire le tour du couloir.
Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
Donc ça, c'est la chambre de duchesse. Je n'ai pas le droit d'y aller.
Duke Manuel Godoy.
Là, c'est la chambre du trop proche de la reine d'Espagne. Vraiment beaucoup trop proche.
Huh, that's
Ça,
me.
c'est moi.
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal
Le
Piaggi.
cardinal qu'on connaît déjà. Piaggi. Oh,
Honey,
de la gelée
the
royale.
remedy of the gods.
Rien là.
President George Washington.
George Washington, président des États-Unis, qu'on connaît déjà. Y a personne qui habite dans ces chambres là. Et on revient ici. Enfin, on revient. On arrive ici.
Monsieur Johann von Wollner.
Von Wollner, c'est un nom allemand. Là, on n'a pas le droit d'y aller. Poup. C'est quoi là? On n'a pas le droit d'y aller. Élixir dehors. Ça c'est un joli bonus aussi. Encore un livre.
Out of an old encyclopedia.
Page de leçon. Moi pour l'instant je vole des livres et des mouchoirs. Hein. J'ai pas fait grand chose d'autre.
Monsieur Jacques Perru.
Jacques Perru. Un personnage très sympathique franchement. Que je déconseille. Et du coup on est revenu à la chambre de la duchesse. Alors, ma chambre.
Huh, that's me.
Oh, it's me. Voilà ma grande chambre.
Right.
Ah,
So what shall I do with this
la
letter?
lettre du cardinal
It
Paggi,
might be about my mother's disappearance.
qui contient des
But if I
noms de
open
religieux
it,
français
I'll
qui
be
veulent fuir la
betraying Piaggi's
guillotine.
trust. What should I do?
Alors, j'ai déjà fait l'épisode 1, du coup, je sais qu'ouvrir la lettre, ça la fout mal, donc je vais laisser la lettre
Can't wait to open
fermée.
it, but I gave my word to Piaggi, so too bad. I'll wait until I hand it to Mother. Wow, nice room. Mortimer sure doesn't do things halfway.
Maintenant, on va faire le tour de la chambre, parce qu'il y a beaucoup de choses normalement. Enfin, je sais plus si tout est accessible maintenant ou pas. Plus tard. Voilà. Il faut avoir la compétence agilité pour pouvoir attraper les choses en hauteur. C'est frustrant aussi des fois, des trucs comme ça.
Inferno by Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. Lovely lectures Mortimer's giving to his guests. Saint Jerome and the Angel. Yet again, art with political undertones with an image of a
Beaucoup de
saint.
tableaux
in
encore
voices.
ici. Hein.
Saturn devouring his sun. Again? I saw the same theme in the hall. I wouldn't like to be his son. Saint Francis of Assisi in ecstasy, before superior voices. The Conversion of St. Paul by Caravaggio. It's incredible. It doesn't look like a copy, but I was sure the original was in Rome.
Ah, une boîte. La clé rouillée a-t-elle me laisser Non, je ne peux pas. Je rappelle que j'ai une clé rouillée sur moi. Mais du coup, je vais dormir. de pré-shot. Mais oui, tu connais la chambre par cœur, toi aussi. Je dors sans couverture, bien sûr. Et voilà, j'ai fini la première partie. Bah, toi, tu peux pas dormir sans couverture, mais Louis de Richet le peut. Parce qu'il est badass. Du coup, j'ai réussi quasiment tout, sauf... il y a des indices que j'ai pas eu sur le quai. Et là, ce qui est bien, c'est qu'on voit que le jeu peut changer des fois. Ça te met les alternatives que tu aurais pu faire si t'avais pris d'autres choix. Genre, par exemple, si j'étais allé avec Holm dans le petit salon, j'aurais rencontré Elisabeth Adam directement. Là, je vais attendre un peu plus tard, du coup. L'histoire de jeu se passe sur une île, en fait. Je ne sais plus où, je crois que c'est une île anglaise. En gros, on joue un aristo français qui est dans une société secrète qui s'appelle l'Ordre Doré. C'est notre mère qui dirige la société secrète. Et là, on est invité chez Lord Mortimer. Oui, c'est écrit en gros, oui, c'est vrai. On est invité chez Lord Mortimer, chez qui notre mère s'est perdue. Et Lord Mortimer nous a invités parce que du coup, enfin, en nous disant qu'elle s'était perdue sur l'île. Et on arrivait en même temps qu'une duchesse anglaise qui est connue depuis qu'elle est mariée et qui est très proche de la reine. Donc elle est un peu mystérieuse sur pourquoi elle est là. En fait, elle est mariée à un vieux. Elle a vraiment l'air d'une opportuniste pour l'instant. Elle fait partie de l'Ordre Doré aussi. On arrive en même temps qu'un cardinal, Piaggi, qui est aidé par l'Ordre Doré pour faire échapper des religieux français de France, puisque nous sommes en 1793, époque très, très sympathique pour les religieux en France, avec des coups de guillotine. Et nous avons rejoint George Washington, qui lui est chef de l'Ordre Doré aux États-Unis. Ils se servent de l'Ordre Doré pour développer la démocratie là-bas, ou en tout cas la soutenir. Donc ça fait beaucoup de monde qui ont beaucoup de liens avec ma mère qui a disparu. Mais de rien, Pouinaï. Là, à chaque petite partie, on gagne des points pour monter les compétences. En sachant que là, on voit... Là, il y a 4 petits traits, ça veut dire que ça coûte 4 points. Genre, je peux mettre les 4 d'un coup, là, je monte au niveau suivant. Donc ça... Généralement, ça donne de nouvelles options de dialogue. Et quand tu montes de niveau, ça baisse le coût de ces options-là. T'as besoin de moins de points d'effort pour les réaliser. Et c'est bien sympathique. Du coup, je vais monter l'étiquette. C'est très important. Du coup, là, c'est rendu à 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Beaucoup. Beaucoup trop. C'est réduit à 11 points. Donc pour passer au niveau 3, ça me coûtera 11. Ah oui, c'est marqué là en fait. Pourquoi j'ai compté? C'est sympa l'étiquette, plein de petites tics. Et je vais laisser le dernier point en politique, puisque c'est très sympa. Sauf avec George Washington qui déteste qu'on parle politique. Et normalement, si j'avais choisi l'option parler politique avec lui, j'aurais découvert l'immunité qui parle de ça, sauf que j'ai déjà découvert dans une partie précédente que j'ai faite dessus. Je vais pas refaire cet échec. Je connais ce détail maintenant. Et là, avec tous les livres que j'ai volés, je peux choisir d'équiper un manuscrit. En sachant que les manuscrits, ça te donne... Comment dire ? Ça te donne des points de compétences supplémentaires. Genre là, par exemple, ça m'augmente la science. Là, ça augmente la diversion. Là, ça augmente la conviction. Et ça, je ne peux pas l'équiper pour l'instant, puisqu'il me manque 2 pages sur les 3. Bon, je vais équiper celui-là. Oui. C'est totalement ça, P9. Donc là, c'est une nouvelle vision. On voit Holm qui joue aux échecs avec sûrement Mortimer.
Your turn? The servants are not very efficient.
Durocher can't be far away. They'll find her soon. Their search time is restricted, given that they must keep an eye on Adams.
I can take care of her, you know.
Yes. Well, in any case, I do thank you for bringing her to the island.
From what I've understood, the search of de Richet's room hasn't turned up any results.
Not yet, no. But we've put her son in there. Perhaps he'll find something.
That might come in handy.
Louis grows impatient at not yet having met the famous Lord Mortimer.
He will meet him tomorrow.
Oh, what a pity to lose a knight
Sur
at the
Switch.
start of the game. Are you waiting for someone?
A young French soldier.
During our game of chess?
Ah,
Don't
voilà.
worry, Gregory.
Nous allons
Game
étendre
over.
notre champ de personnalité
I'll
hasardeuse,
have one of my men escort you back.
Don't trouble yourself. I know my way
puisque
out.
après des nobles,
Good evening, gentlemen.
des aristos
Please
en tout
forgive
genre,
me for this late
des
hour.
It is never
républicains,
too late.
des religieux,
We have
nous avons un
much to
général
discuss.
français,
One last move?
et ce n'est que le début. La suite est mieux.
Don't worry. Our games always seem to end like this.
Or always start like this? Come, take a seat, my friend.
C'était Napoléon Bonaparte. Et normalement, si je retourne sur le journal, il est apparu ici. Il y a une confrontation avec lui qui est sympathique après. La dernière fois, je l'avais raté, là, j'espère que je pourrai la réussir.
A little nighttime stroll, Mr. President?
There's nothing like it for a good night's sleep.
Do not hesitate to ask a servant to show you back.
The
On
corridors
dirait Jean
seem quite
Sarkozy en
safe.
brun. Je vois pas
Peppermint,
Jean Sarkozy, je vois pas sa
liveflower, and
tête.
valerian.
Donc
My
peut-être,
miracle
mais-
remedy when one can't get to sleep. A very good night to you, Mr. President.
Thank you. And to you too, sir.
I'm coming.
Alors. Oh, c'est une clé. Et voilà.
Excuse me. Am I bothering you?
Vision to reality.
No, not in the least. Is something wrong?
I'm going to need your help. Do you remember the young lady we spoke of in the hall?
Elizabeth Adams. Home introduced her to us.
Yes. Well, she is the daughter of my friend, the Vice President, John Adams. But she is supposed to be dead.
Yeah, that's bizarre. Fair enough.
Good heavens! I was present at her funeral.
It is disturbing indeed.
Donc en plus de ma mère
I
qui a
need to make
disparu,
sure it's her. That's
il y a
where you come in. I want you to distract
la fille
Elizabeth
de
while I
l'ami
search her room.
de Washington,
And perhaps get my
qui est censée
hands
être
on
morte,
some
mais qui en fait est en
important
vie.
information. At least I hope so. Elizabeth is in the small salon. If you hurry, you can still catch her. I just need 10 minutes.
But if my vision is true, there are two men nearby discussing very important issues, and one of them looks much like Mortimer. Washington is very kind, but I came to this island for my mother, not for his ghost stories.
Et là, je vais faire choix d'aider George Washington. J'ai déjà fait sur la première fois. Mais parce que je suis
Count on
diplomate,
me,
moi.
sir.
Enquêter,
Thank
ça
you,
va
my
pas pour moi.
friend. Keep Elizabeth downstairs as long as possible. She must not return to her room.
Trust me.
According to Washington, Lady Adams is in the small salon. I better hurry.
Je ne sais plus où est le petit salon. S'il faut que je descende par là. Est-ce que je me dirige dans le bon sens? Oui. Une petite pièce de collection. Ah, le cardinal qui écoute aux portes, c'est pas bien, monsieur le cardinal.
Ah, my son. Oh, you are a godsend.
What's the matter, Your Eminence?
I believe Miss Adams may be in danger.
What do you mean?
Do you hear that? She is being manhandled in the small salon.
By whom?
I don't know exactly. A thug, a Frenchman, it seems. By the cut of his cloth, I'd say he's a member of the French revolutionary government. You should do something, my son.
Voilà, maintenant. Un révolutionnaire.
Shit.
Nous allons faire
I was supposed
le
to make
courageux.
sure Adams wouldn't go back to her room. Don't worry, Your Eminence. I'll take care of it. Probably nothing to worry about.
Do you want me to call for help?
Please don't do anything. I'm sure with a little goodwill, everything will work out fine. Don't go and wake up the whole manor, please.
Ah, thank you, my son. May God watch over you.
Who do you think you are?
Me, sir.
If we were in France, I'd have sent you to the guillotine for what you just said.
Please, just let me go back to my room.
Hey, you! Stay out of it! This is none of your business. I'm gonna teach this little
Jacques
slut how to
Perru.
behave.
What the hell is going on?
Huh?
Qui est assez terrifiant quand même.
I don't think you know who I am.
Stop. I beg you. I didn't mean to. Don't hit me, please, sir.
Shit. If I step in, Adams might just run back to her room. And if I do nothing, yes, Washington will have enough time to search, but this girl's gonna suffer. Damn it, what should I do?
Let her go! Huh? Stay out of it, boy!
Allez.
Shit.
What are you playing at? I told you to mind your own business, boy! If you think you can side with this whore and then
L'autre
just
fois,
walk
j'avais,
away, you're out of your mind.
J'avais laissé faire
One good reason not to knock you
scène
down.
brute. Du coup, je ne connais pas la confrontation que j'ai. On va utiliser.
Sir, you
courage.
obviously do not know who I am, or you'd keep your distance.
Ooh, one more like that and I'm gonna get scared. Don't think you're getting away with it that easily.
Là, je peux utiliser mes points d'effort parce que de toute façon, j'en ai en réserve, donc c'est bon.
I'd send you all to the
Oui, je peux les utiliser comme
And
ça.
on top of it all, a woman telling me how I ought to behave? I won't stand for it.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute.
What? Don't tell me you're gonna defend these harlots!
Hold on, let's take a second and... think about this. We're not animals, so let's not act like one.
I knew you were a panty waste. You make me wanna puke.
Okay, you really are an animal.
I get the feeling you're trying to put one over on me. If that's the case, you're making a big mistake.
Sorry about that. Look, there's no point in us aggravating each other. Let's both just go our separate ways.
Don't move, we're not done yet. You wanted to be the knight in shining armor and save the damsel in distress. Let's see how brave you are.
On va lui tenir
Aim
tête.
true. You only get one
C'est
shot.
dangereux, mais bon.
At this distance, even a blind man couldn't miss.
If you miss, you're a dead man, sir.
Ah. Je n'ai plus d'armes sur la gueule, c'est bon.
I'm not in the habit of beating Lord Mortimer's guest in his own salon. You got off easy this time, but don't try it again.
Du coup, la dernière fois, j'avais laissé faire cette brute et c'était assez négatif de parler avec Elisabeth. Du coup, là, normalement, elle est rentrée dans sa chambre et Washington a des problèmes. Puisque quand il est rentré trop tôt, il n'a pas eu le temps de fouiller. Donc j'aurai pas d'infos là-dessus. Mais je pourrais avoir plus d'infos de sa part, vu que on est parti sur une bonne base.
The brooch Elizabeth was wearing. Huh. She was so frightened she was unaware that she'd lost it. Yeah, well, it didn't seem to do her much good.
Et j'ai volé un talisman. C'est beau ça. Est-ce qu'il y a un livre à voler par là?
Chronicles of the Amber Princess. As I recall, Dorkin was my favorite
Je veux le
character.
voler.
Hey,
Ah,
these look like pages taken from an ancient
j'ai
encyclopedia.
volé une page d'encyclopédie.
There's a pattern with 5 circles on this chest.
Du coup, là, il y a des coffres comme ça, un peu partout. Enfin, un peu partout. Il y en a quelques-uns qui sont éparpillés. Et il faut des clés. Donc, normalement, on peut trouver des clés un peu partout pour les ouvrir. Mais moi, je ne peux pas. J'ai qu'une clé pour l'instant. Plus la clé rouillée, je sais pas à quoi elle sert en fait. Et j'ai qu'une clé qui correspond à un coffre, ça j'en suis sûr. Et bon. Ah, du coup,
Well,
Washington.
did you get time to search the room?
Louis, I only needed 10 minutes. Imagine the scandal if she had found me.
What would you have done in my shoes? She was in the middle of an argument with some angry guy.
10 minutes. I didn't ask for the moon.
Nonetheless, you
Du
found
coup, je
what
suis
you were
fâché
looking
avec
for, didn't you?
Washington maintenant.
Not everything, but yes. Elizabeth is definitely the daughter of John Adams. We need more information.
You can always go back.
It's too late now.
Oui, il y a quand même un problème dans le jeu, c'est qu'on peut pas contenter tout le monde. Il n'y a pas de centrisme possible. T'es obligé de prendre position pour un ou un autre personnage. Et bon. J'ai déjà mis Elisabeth en rogne dans ma précédente partie. J'aimerais bien voir ce que ça fait d'avoir des infos d'elle en fait. Du coup, on va retourner dans la chambre. Ah,
Your Eminence, what are you doing
un
here?
cardinal sauvage.
I was worried about you, my son. How did it go with Miss Adams?
Don't worry about that anymore, Your Eminence. I had to step in, but everything's under control.
What an adventure, my son. I am relieved to hear.
Et aussi,
You
si on
acted
laissait
like
faire
a
la
good
brute,
Christian.
on
In
se
these
mettait en
troubled
rogne avec
times, we need more men of your
le
caliber.
cardinal.
It's nothing, Your Eminence. I did what I had to do.
Voilà.
Well, you did the opposite.
Good. Well, thanks for the news. My son, I have another
Du
problem.
coup, là, globalement, j'ai
I
qu'un
wanted to
personnage
speak to
qui
you about
m'en veut.
something important. Do you
Parce que
still
j'aurai
have my
segmentation, tout ça.
letter on you? The one I gave you in the hall?
Why do you ask?
I have a name to add to it.
Et voilà. Là, faut rendre la lettre.
Here it is.
Heureusement que j'ai pas
Thank
ouverte.
you,
En
my
fait,
son.
s'il avait vu que j'avais ouvert,
I see that it's still sealed. I
bah,
was right to put my trust
aurait
in
voulu,
you,
bizarrement.
Louis. Give me 1 second, please. I can't imagine what would have happened if I hadn't added this name to the list. Please be sure to give this letter to Sarah the moment you see her.
You can count on it.
Have a good night.
Huh. That's me.
j'aime bien la voix quand il passe devant la chambre.
I'm exhausted. I better go to bed. I'll search my room tomorrow. If Mother stayed here right before me, you never know. And Mortimer had better show up.
Voilà, là ce que j'ai loupé c'est par rapport à Washington. J'ai pas retenu Adams, du coup il n'a pas eu le temps d'essayer fouiller, et normalement il me donne un secret à propos de ma mère. Un secret plutôt compromettant, puisque là pour l'instant elle a... comment dire, surtout des actions positives qui sont apportées, mais le secret que peut trouver Washington, c'est de la merde. De jolis yeux verts quand même, c'est Louis de Richet.
All right. In my vision yesterday, I saw that Mother had this room before me. I'd better search the room. Who knows? Maybe she left me something behind.
Il fait pas aussi beau en Angleterre, il est pas réaliste ce jeu. Mais si. Ah, un nouveau manuscrit. On va prendre la science.
Writing material.
On va peut-être croiser le prince Philippe dans sa jeunesse. Oh, peut-être bien, ouais. Ça correspond. Quoique dans sa jeunesse, il avait déjà 40 ans à cette époque.
I haven't even had time to unpack my cases.
Très important ça. j'ai pas défait mes valises.
Dear Monsieur de Richet, please excuse me, but I am unable to join you at present. However, rest assured that we are doing all we can to resolve the case that concerns us. By the way, enclosed, you will find a key that will enable you to retrieve the personal effects your mother left behind. Yours faithfully, Lord William Mortimer.
Attends, j'ai pas compris, on a gagné une clé? Non.
Great. Honey.
Là, je vais les royal en plus. Parce que je suis vraiment fatigué.
Nothing.
Rien sous l'oreiller, c'est terrible.
Devil's Thorn. I'll keep it. The torture of Ixion. Condemned by the gods to lose his mind because of his arrogance. A Bazant.
Ça, c'est pour sortir. Non, je peux pas. Un coffre encore que je pourrais plus tard, peut-être.
Inferno by Dante.
Ça, on l'avait vu.
Abandon hope, all ye who enter here.
Lovely lectures Mortimer's giving to his guests. Very jolly.
Look, markings on the floor. Just a bit worn out. I was hoping to find something leading to a secret passage.
Oh, this bookcase is well stocked.
Oh, this book has been put back the wrong way round. A Voyage Around the World. The travel log of the explorer Louis-Antoine de Bougainville. One of Mother's favorite books. What a coincidence.
Louis-Antoine de Bougainville. J'adore comment il prononce
And I
les
don't
noms
believe in
français dedans.
coincidences. It's just too much. I don't know what's going on here, but if you felt threatened, I'll bet you'd leave a clue, wouldn't you, Mother? Found it. A faint sign of the order, barely visible. Mother, you undoubtedly must have hidden a clue in this book. Let's see if I can find anything else in this room. I'm not far from solving the puzzle. I must keep searching.
Eh, peut-être que j'aurais pu en fait. Non, en fait, je peux pas. Vigilance indisponible. C'est celui-là, ok.
I'm not far from solving the puzzle. I must keep searching.
Je sais plus quand j'avais débloqué parce que dans la partie précédente, je pouvais regarder. Enfin, examiner plutôt le livre que j'ai trouvé dans la bibliothèque. Et je sais que j'avais raté lamentablement en fait dedans. Vraiment de manière très bête. Eau de mélisse.
Carmelite water.
Okay. Oh. Un coffre.
There's a circle around the lock here. Must be the trunk Mortimer was talking about. The key should open it.
C'est bien, on utilise les clés.
There's a note.
Le parquet est super. Oui, ça va.
Effects of Sarah de Richet to be given to her son.
C'est assez riche.
I should probably take it.
Fragment d'ambre. Ah, c'est pour avoir plus de points.
All right. I've retrieved everything.
Ok, j'en mets une musique.
Saint Jerome and the Angel. Yet again, art with political undertones with an image of a saint hearing voices.
Ah si je peux aller dehors aussi.
A priest's robe, crosses. Must be
La
Piaget's room.
chambre de Piaggi, c'est marrant. Ah oui, ça c'est là d'où je viens.
This room looks unoccupied.
Chambre inoccupée. Mais je ne peux pas y aller. Oh. C'est beau. C'est bien, c'est on voit que c'est une île et un rocher. C'est tout ce qu'il y a à voir du paysage. Du coup, on va rentrer dans une petite chambre qui est grande comme 15 studios parisiens, mais bon. Et attends, je reviens savoir comment on fait pour lire ça.
I'm not far from solving the puzzle. I must keep searching.
Non, c'était pas ça qu'il fallait utiliser, tant pis.
I'm not far from solving the puzzle. I must keep searching.
Il n'y a pas d'option là. L'option c'est quand on dit que c'est du citron.
Last Judgment. Why do I always get the most terrifying room? The incredulity of St. Thomas. Why is Caravaggio represented St. Thomas putting his finger in the wound? Thomas looks on but doesn't touch. Inferno by Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. Lovely lectures Mortimer's giving to his guests. Very jolly.
Un parquet Versailles. Pas étonnant, je suis un noble.
Nothing here. I wouldn't mind a nice, strong coffee, though.
C'est vraiment un problème ce que je fais là, par contre. Oui, il est super beau. C'est terrible, je sais pas quoi faire du coup. Est-ce que je peux sortir? Non, je peux pas sortir. Donc...
Not far from Salt.
J'avais pas déverrouillé vigilance. Ça j'en suis sûr.
The puzzle, I must keep searching.
C'est vraiment embêtant. C'est-à-dire que littéralement tout ce que je dois faire là, c'est lire une inscription qui est là-dessus. Que je ne peux pas faire.
I'm not far from solving the puzzle. I must keep searching.
Alors je peux quelque chose sur le reste de la chambre, mais... Là, il n'y a rien. Là, c'est un tableau. Là, c'est pour les dehors. Là, c'est ma valise.
I haven't even had time to unpack my
Dear
cases.
Monsieur de Richet,
Là, c'est l'invitation. Là, c'est un tableau.
Writing material.
Non, le lapin, c'est pas je reviendrai, c'est que... Je ne peux pas faire autre chose, en fait. Là, faut que je cherche les traces de ma mère.
Incredulity of Saint
Et
Thomas.
c'est littéralement
Why
le
does
seul truc à faire.
Caravaggio represent Saint Thomas putting his finger in the
Là,
wound?
c'est les tableaux.
Thomas looks on but doesn't
Tableau.
touch.
Tableau.
Judith beheading Holofernes. Ironic in a way, when
Là,
you
y a
know that the
rien.
artist represented herself as Judith beheading her mentor, who had raped her.
Genre, j'ai pas essayé de tout prendre. Là, il faut de l'agilité.
Look, markings on the floor. Just a bit worn out. I was hoping to find something leading to a secret passage. Inferno by Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here.
On peut pas voler un livre là. Mon dieu, photo. Bah, viens le faire si tu veux. Pièces de collection, je sais même pas à quoi ça sert en fait le truc. Faut que tu penses pilote bien sûr, lapin.
The conversion of St. Paul. by
Il n'y a pas une
Caravaggio.
solution
It's incredible.
pour cet
It doesn't
endroit
look
où
like a
c'est
copy,
juste
but
t'es con, du
I
coup
was
t'as
sure the
rien.
original was in Rome.
Oui, c'est vrai. Lapin a plein de commandes audio qui sont très sympas. D'ailleurs, j'en ai une sur moi et elle est très sympa. Faudrait que je rajoute ici aussi.
The Conversion of St. Paul by Caravaggio. It's incredible. It doesn't look
Je vais
like a
péter un
copy,
câble
but
quand même.
I was sure the original was in Rome.
Si jamais tu stream un jour. Oh là là, ça parle mal. Non, je suis désolé, mais comment je fais? Je suis sûr que
I'm not far from
j'avais
solving the
pas
puzzle. I must keep
vigilance la dernière
searching.
fois. Je sais. Je viens de regarder sur internet rapidement. Et la solution, c'est ça.
Here's something will undermine my botanist's appreciation for the local climate.
Ah, salut Plus9. Et merci à toi d'être venu.
Let's
Merci.
recap. My mother was in this room. I found a rare edition of her favorite book. She must have left something behind. She must have used the writing materials. What if she used lemon juice instead? An old trick used to hide messages. A message using invisible ink. I bet she used a lemon to leave a message. Now, how do I
Heureusement qu'on
reveal
sait
the
réfléchir quand
message?
même. Hein. Ah oui. C'est ça qu'il faut pas que je prenne, la cendre. Attends, faut que je retrouve où est-ce que j'avais pris. Celle-là. Prends de bougeoir. Quoi, oncle Louis C. Qu'est-ce que j'ai dit? Hop, dans la poche, ouais. On met beaucoup de trucs dans la poche alors que ça passe pas normalement.
It's working. The heat reveals the message.
Là encore, les mouchoirs ça va, les lettres ça va. Après on met des livres entiers.
Where all eyes size you up,
Des barres de
you
fer.
must pass by the Gorgon. Gorgon was the
Des
name
bougeoirs.
of Medusa in Greek mythology. On the other hand, where all eyes size you up, I don't get it. And judging by the number of paintings in the manor, could be anywhere. After that, she adds, beware hero. The beast always charges the best protected soldier. And that's its weakness. What is my mother trying to tell me? Since you've gone to so much trouble, you must not have only found something important, but you must have also felt like you were in great danger. Now I'd better hurry and find that damn Medusa.
Sir, dinner is served in the red salon.
Typical.
I'm not hungry. Please give my apologies to all the guests.
Sir Holm requests your presence, sir.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to wait before going and looking for my Medusa. Tell him I'll be there in a minute.
Chercher la méduse, c'est vraiment beaucoup trop bien à faire. Du coup, là, faut que je descende manger. On va voir du beau monde.
I get a chance.
Maintenant, faut que je sache où aller. Je crois que c'est là qu'il faut aller. Donc je descends.
I may have to take a little tour through the rooms of the other guests. Might be better to take a different stairway.
Non, l'autre escalier est plus loin là-bas.
That must be the door to the room of the soldier I saw in my vision.
Ah,
Excuse me, Monsieur de Richet. I really need to talk to you.
Is this about last night?
No, that was just a misunderstanding. I'm sure it was a little bit my fault too.
There's no excuse for that man's horrible behavior. You ought to tell Sir Holm.
Look, the only thing that I care about is that I've lost something precious. I'm not
le
worried
talisman
about
que j'ai
Jacques
pris.
Peru.
On va lui rendre
You
son
didn't
bijou.
happen to lose this, did you?
Where did you find it?
In the small salon.
It's the only reminder I have of my beloved sister. I thought that swine stole it from me. You're her son. Sarah de Richet's son.
Yes, why?
Last night, I found out that your mother was on the island. What are you doing here?
Excuse me, but speaking frankly, why would you care?
I know your mother very well.
Oh,
Really?
Yes, I have been in your mother's care ever since I was born.
She nursed you.
Oh, I wouldn't say nursed. No. I
du
remember
coup là on
her
va
stare,
connaître
cold as ice.
le
Her sadistic
secret
hands pressing over my mouth to
que
silence
Washington
me while I
avait
screamed in
et qu'on a
pain.
gâché en
I remember
la
her
laissant
moves too.
s'échapper tout à l'heure.
She held me down with them while she cut and burned scars into me.
Hold on a minute. What do you mean?
You can ask her when you see her.
Huh, she's getting more and more agitated.
Look, I've got to go.
Wait. I need to know more about you and my mother. Why did she put you through all of that? There must be some reason for what she did.
What's the point of rubbing salt in the wounds?
I want to find out what really happened.
No, you really don't want to know what your mother did when I shed my first blood at puberty.
On the contrary, you can tell me anything. Let me be my own judge.
I know your little game. You're no different from the rest of them. You couldn't give a damn about me. The only thing you're interested in is finding out about your mother.
Don't say that. Not everyone wants to use you. Some people care about you, don't they?
Oh là là.
Haven't you got a sister?
Yes,
I'm sure she loves you with all her heart.
she's the only one who cares about me. I would have put an end to it all by now if it weren't for her. Since
Oui,
you
la sœur, ça
insist,
paraissait le
I'll tell you how I met your mother.
plus facile parce
Thanks
qu'il
for
a parlé
trusting
avant.
me.
You see, before I was born, my mother often suffered from hallucinations and fits of anger. Soon people could barely recognize her. She became a completely different person. So my father spent an enormous amount of money paying for the best doctors,
Oui, le testament, je lui ai rendu au début.
but none of them were able to cure her. The last resort was to call a priest.
So, is that what your father did?
No. He went to an expert in the occult.
Ah, my mother.
Her reputation already extended beyond our borders. My mother's fits stopped at my birth, and Sarah de Richet concluded that the evil had passed into me. Not only did it encourage her to stay, but she took the opportunity to advise my father to separate me from the rest of my family. That's how I was declared stillborn. My fate was decided that very day.
It would coincide with my mother's frequent trips to America.
I had my first fit when I was 3. That's when your mother began her experiments to rid me of the evil inside.
I understand how you feel, but I know my mother. I'm sure she had her reasons, even if it seems difficult to believe.
Everything she put me through was all for nothing. My whole life was ruined for nothing.
So what brings you here then?
My father used to know Sir Holm. He offered to introduce me to the world's leading authority in the occult.
Lord Mortimer.
He was my last hope. Until I found out he had also invited your mother.
It's got to be a coincidence. I don't believe for a second she's come here for you.
You can't change my mind about this, Louis. My days are numbered, and I know it.
Bon. Là, il y a un truc qui est bien, c'est que je sais que un des choix qui m'avait laissé ruiner précédemment m'a apporté bonheur en fait. Je voulais baisser le son d'un truc. Là.
What can I do for you, sir? I am at your service day and night, sir.
Nous allons demander des infos sur
I would like to
Mortimer.
speak about your master, Lord
Puisque
Mortimer.
nous ne connaissons toujours rien
Do
de
please
lui.
excuse me, sir, but I shall make no comment about my master. Is there anything else that sir would like to know?
What can you tell me about the guests?
Do excuse me, sir, but I am bound by discretion to say nothing about Lord Mortimer's guests, sir. Perhaps sir would like to know something else?
Ils sont très bavards quand même.
As I was unable to bring my personal effects with me, I was wondering if you could find me a few items.
Of course, sir. What would you require?
What's that book you're hiding in your jacket?
The Sorrows of Young Werther by Goethe, sir, and I am not hiding it.
Hand it to me, please.
It is damaged, sir. I would never dare lend sir a book in such a pitiful state, sir. I took it to restore.
Indeed, this masterpiece must not become more damaged. Let me have it and I'll take care of it personally. I love antiquarian books.
It bothers me somewhat. It isn't sir's job to take care of it, really.
No, but I would love to.
Je veux voler un autre livre.
You'll be doing me a favor by letting me have it.
In that case, sir, I shall leave it in your care with pleasure. May I do anything else for sir?
Ah. Ils sont là. Je sais plus, Lapin, t'avais vu cette partie toi ou pas?
Dear friends, I bid you welcome. I hope the night was not too short. Your Eminence, Duchess, Monsieur de Richet, allow me to introduce our new guests. They arrived during the night. Johann Christoph von Wollner, Minister of Religious Affairs and close aide of Frederick William II, King of Prussia. Napoleon Bonaparte, Lieutenant of the French Revolutionary Army. And Jacques Peroux, French Revolutionary Tribunal Judge. Unfortunately, my friends, Lord Mortimer will not be joining us this morning, but he should be with us later. So, let us begin.
Mortimer se traite.
What is Mortimer playing at? He tells me to come urgently and he sends no one to meet me?
Please feel at home.
Pardon?
Oh, pity.
Ah.
Thank you again for the wine, Your Eminence. It is served every day at the king's table.
Yes. I am delighted to hear it.
Volner and Piaggi seem to be getting along well.
My dear Johann, how are you?
Glad to make landfall at last. And yourself.
Very well.
And your husband?
He's poorly. The French Revolution gives him terrible headaches.
Oh, I understand. I shall feel better too as soon as the situation is settled.
If by chance the French crisis is emulated in Berlin, there will always be a refuge for you in London, my dear.
Your offer does you honor, Emily. But London is much closer to Paris than Berlin. Beware. The French are capable of sailing up the Thames straight to the Houses of Parliament.
Oh, my friend, I am shaking in my clogs.
An extremely likely proposition.
Very funny, sir.
Show us your teeth.
A Prussian-Britannic coalition is not good for France. The last time we fought against them, our empire went up in smoke.
In a way.
Is the wine to your liking?
Very much so, Sir Gregory. Such complexity. Typically French. A Sauterne, isn't it?
Absolutely.
If I'm not mistaken, this is not Lord Mortimer's favourite wine. It is yours.
In his absence, I have taken the liberty of making a slight deviation from the rule, but I count on your discretion.
Don't worry, I appreciate the same grape varieties as you. I remember the last time we tasted that nectar here at this table. The finest minds of the century were present.
And the last time we drank it, the orphanage in Bloomsbury was still in ruins.
Would you repeat that?
Oh, well, I put some small effort into the works. The orphanage reopened just before Christmas. The
C'est un peu
bedrooms,
long le repas aussi.
washrooms, and the classrooms had all been refurbished.
I don't know what to say. You have given the girls a wonderful Christmas gift. Thank you.
I made a promise. Now it is done.
Oh, dear.
It's the first time I've ever seen her so moved. Just mention that orphanage broke right through Emily's hard shell.
You don't say.
Is everything all right?
Yes, thank you. I had a moment of absence, but here I am again.
Oh, monsieur. You must be joking.
Allez, petite conversation avec
What do you think of Volner?
Many believe he is the real leader of Prussia. A charming man, but with an iron fist and a velvet glove. I also know he's famous for his love of the hunt, in all its forms.
That's right. Monsieur can do wonders.
Have you any information on this Napoleon?
What do you think, madam? What is this Bonaparte doing here?
The presence of a soldier is never a good sign. It can only mean there's going to be further war. To answer your question, I only know that his family were in favour of the revolution, and that it almost cost them their lives.
Thank you, that's helpful.
Don't trouble yourself.
Monsieur de Richet? It would seem we have common interests. Could we speak in private, please?
Voilà. Nous allons parler anglais entre français. C'est beau ça.
Lord Mortimer and the Golden Order, through your mother, have concluded a financial agreement.
Oh, et son accent, on dirait moi.
I'm listening.
An agreement for cannons. Lord Mortimer assured me that you are to take over the project on behalf of your mother. You must know that I am deeply sorry about their disappearance, but I must validate the deal urgently if I want to be able to organize things properly.
I haven't seen Lord Mortimer yet. I'm afraid I'll be unable to answer your questions.
He assured me that you could replace your mother during her absence.
I appreciate his confidence, but still,
This is a bit hasty, but please continue.
Of course, but I need to know if I can count you among my allies.
Well, of course.
And for that, I have a little question for you. The agreement stipulates an aid of 50,000 louis d'or for 200 cannon.
It is remarkable. Well,
I've only just taken over the affair. The agreement will be considered null and void until we've gone through it together. Is that clear?
All right, you seem to know what you're doing. I have one last question I would like to pose to you.
Ça me rassure de constater que j'ai quand même bien raison.
And I need to
Oui,
make sure that we both
c'est rassurant.
share the same vision for the future of France. Given the hard times that have befallen our beautiful country, what do you think it would take to restore its luster?
Le choix magique. Mais je n'ai pas ce qu'il faut.
I don't know how to remedy the situation without
Alors,
reestablishing a
l'anarchie,
solid
normalement,
monarchy.
faut le choix.
What would we stand to gain by this?
We've tried a republic, but
Le choix
it is
d'un
clear
meneur
that
pour la
with the
France,
situation
mais
we're in now,
je
that
ne l'ai pas.
it's not working. We ought to return to a monarchy.
Est-ce que Napoléon, il aime bien la
That makes no
démocratie?
sense at all, my friend. The monarchy is a privileged caste who have forever
Et
built
j'ai
their
joué.
prestige by crushing and controlling the people.
The revolution was a good thing, but it gave birth to a monster. We must overthrow the new system in place.
You are right.
it is remarkable.
Monsieur de Richet, I am reassured. I am very
Pourquoi
happy
t'as
to
pas
have
dit
met
vouloir
you.
le peuple?
Lord
Parce
Mortimer
que
was right to
Napoléon,
put his
il a
trust
déjà
in you.
en
I
tête de
hope
prendre le
to work
pouvoir en
with you
fait.
in the very near
Il veut
future.
pas d'un peuple libre.
I would like to thank you for your support by offering you this humble little gift.
Reflections on the revolution in France.
Alors je pense que le peuple
Monsieur
libre,
Bonaparte,
ça ira plus
I thank you
à
for this gesture.
si j'avais la même chose avec
Please know
Pérou.
that I too am delighted to have met you.
My friends, I would like to say a few words, please. I would like to thank Lord Mortimer, and you, Sir Holm, for bringing us all together here. Those of us for whom it is not the first time here, like me, are all trembling in sweet anticipation of the arrival of our host. For the rest, I would like to reassure you that Lord Mortimer always has a few surprising projects to propose. But I can assure you that each and every one of us has always
Le cardinal, il a quand même un coup de tortue.
The last time I came to this
C'est terrifiant.
Lord Mortimer offered to help me in my electoral campaign for the presidency of the United States. And it is imminently clear that his support was an invaluable aid to us. We are here among like-minded people. So let us put aside the conflicts in which some of our nations find themselves at present. So I raise my glass in honor of you all, my new and old friends.
I trust you shall not be disappointed, Mr. Washington.
Oh, j'ai raté.
Right, we shall meet again tomorrow. All the guests will be present, as well as Lord Mortimer, I hope. Until then, I trust you will find plenty to keep you amused.
Vin et canon. Donc, j'ai tout réussi. C'est beau ça. J'ai failli rater la confrontation avec Napoléon, mais ça va, je me suis bien repris. Donc, on passe à la suite. Huit points disponibles. On va mettre 4 ici. De là, de là. Comme ça on monte de jolies compétences. Et maintenant nous allons partir à la recherche de la méduse.
Alright, let's recap. Before dinner, I
Par
was
rapport au
going to
message
investigate my
de notre
mother's
mère.
message. I've got to find the place where all eyes size you up. The lock is surrounded by a triple circle. Circe.
Oh les jolis papillons.
The Conversion of Ulysses by Gours. Circe
livre,
changing
un livre,
Ulysses
je veux
from
voler un livre.
Discourse on the Method by Descartes.
Discours de la méthode.
This book changed the way I looked at the world. Well, Your Eminence, do you still have any room left?
Ah, my son, the sin of gluttony is the most difficult of all in my eyes. Nevertheless, what a charming moment we have had together. I'm delighted I was able to talk to Mr. von Wollner. We hadn't spoken to each other for an eternity.
Yes. I noticed that Your Eminence knew a fair number of people at the table.
The benefit of age, my son. This isn't my first invitation to Lord Mortimer's. You will see, it's the perfect place to make new friends. Indeed, I noticed that you and Mr. Bonaparte had already begun.
Ah, I adapt quickly to local customs. It's what I was taught.
And you are right to do so, my son. But tell me, have you had any news of your mother since your arrival?
Alas, still nothing, Your Eminence. But I still haven't been able to meet Lord Mortimer.
Do not worry. It is typical of him. What can I say? Lord Mortimer is a very busy man. I should think you are beginning to
Il est
work.
occupé du coup, il invite des gens.
To tell you the truth, not really.
Comme ça il est encore plus
You are
occupé.
right. Be positive. Perhaps
C'est vrai,
Sarah
ça.
is in the company of Lord Mortimer, and they will both turn up shortly.
But while I have you with me, I have a question for you.
Go ahead, Louis. What can I do for you?
If I said to you, where all eyes size you up, would it mean anything to you?
I don't know if it's the place you're looking for, Louis, but it makes me think of the portrait gallery.
There's a gallery here? Can you tell me where to find it, please?
Of course. Just go through the door at the end. It will lead into the library. Continue all the way through, and you'll end up in the gallery. You'll see it, Louis. When you get there, you'll know.
Thank you very much, Your Eminence. On that last word, then, I shall leave you to fight your demons. See you later, Your Eminence.
See you later, my son.
Croix de Malte, c'est pas mal ça. Clé à motif occulte de la terre. Oh.
Atrus, the Miller brothers. Mother expressly forbade me from reading it. A few pages out of an old encyclopedia.
Ah, Encore des pages encyclopédie.
Where all eyes size you up. Chances are, that's the room my mother spoke of. And she also spoke of a Medusa. Should I go and try to find the creature now?
Alors oui, méduse, c'est facile à voir. C'est impressionnant quand même. C'est beau.
The Song of Roland. Roland feeleth his death is near, his a fragment of amber. Amber crystals.
Plein de choses à récupérer partout. La scène. Ça. Ah non, celui-là. La scène. Par contre, tu l'as très mal écrit, mais bon. C'est C-E-N-E. Bon. Ah, c'est une blague.
I've got to find out what Mother was trying to do with her. The Medusa. A hero armed with a sword? A hero with a lantern. And the last one holding a shield. I'll stake my life on it. All the statues form a single scene together. The poor devils are about to face the beast. Let's give them a helping hand.
Alors là, faut que je trouve les livres. Je crois que c'est celui-là.
The Origin of Myths, a reinterpretation of legendary creatures. Just what I need. The text is in French on the left-hand page and in Latin on the right hand. Let's find the chapter on the Medusa. There's an extra line in the Latin translation. The night light was reflected in the shield and blinded the monster. So the hero with the sword seized the opportunity and cut off its head. Hang on. This version is significantly different from the regular one. It recounts how men have always belittled women in society. Harpies, mermaids, chimera, the Hydra.
Non, c'est qu'il y en a un qui aveugle la méduse via le bouclier, du coup l'autre attaque.
From the Gorgon, the hero with the sword brandishes his weapon, the Medusa.
Du coup, lui, on va faire pivoter la statue vers le héros à l'épée qui est là-bas. Comme ça, il est en biais. Normalement, vers le héros à l'écu là-bas. vers la méduse. Et le dernier. Vers le héros à l'écu.
Whoa.
J'ai eu la technologie en 1693.
For Pete's sake, Emily! You scared the pants off me. Don't ever
Et
do
oh,
that again.
une duchesse sauvage dans un lieu secret.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Stop fooling around and tell me what you're doing here.
Oh yeah? So tell me what you're doing here.
I
Yeah, just like me.
probably, but I asked the question first.
Well then, we'll pretend you haven't asked me yet.
What about a little gallantry, Louis? Come on, I'm listening. What are you doing here?
Since you insist, Duchess, gallantry obliges this. Ladies first.
You just won't give in, will you?
I'm sorry, madam. It isn't in my nature.
Well, no matter. I'll tolerate your presence this one time. Now, since you're here, make yourself useful. Look around on your side. I'll do the same on mine. And if you find anything of interest, let me know.
Oh yeah, in your dreams. At your service, madam.
Bon, nous allons fouiller la pièce pour l'aider. Pour l'instant, je ne peux pas faire grand chose.
A golden fleece.
It's freezing. Hurry up.
Un livre, faut le voler.
An unofficial gospel? You'd be more likely to find this kind of book at the Vatican.
Nothing special. The library at Buckingham has 3.
How did the English manage to get their hands on them?
When someone wants to attract the attention of the world's leading power, somehow the gifts just pour in.
You wouldn't have gone to the Vatican recently, would you?
Are you calling me a thief?
Certainly not. Never entered my mind. Hey, Mortimer's the author of this work.
J'ai volé un livre.
It talks about his passion for art. Guess what I found?
The Holy Grail.
Older than that.
A piece of Noah's Ark.
Not that old.
This could go on for hours. Just tell me.
Caesar's laurel wreath.
Stop! Don't put your grubby fat fingers on it.
You find my fingers fat?
At least put on some gloves.
Please note, my fingers are slim.
You were going to leave marks. My God, what an amateur.
Many a harpsichord players would love to have sexy fingers like mine.
Tell me where you took your infiltration classes so I can have your tutor executed.
Let's compare hands then. We'll soon see whose fingers are fattest.
No, I'm not going to compare hands with you. Let's just keep going.
Bad loser.
Oh.
Well, looks like a pamphlet on different political
Note à la main
regimes,
de Lord Mortimer.
written by Mortimer himself. You should see this sword, Emily. It's magnificent.
Globalement, je vole des trucs.
Describe
Hein,
it to
quand même.
me.
I think this is Excalibur, King Arthur's sword. I've always dreamt of drawing it from the stone.
How sweet, you're still clinging to your boyhood dreams.
Ok, le
When you
clash.
finish playing, maybe you can help me search the place?
Hello.
Here's something interesting. A manor in Maine, hundreds of acres of land in Catalonia, properties in Shanghai. Incredible. Some of these deeds are over 600 years old, and all signed by the hand of Mortimer.
I wonder if that's what inspired my mother's attention. How come all these documents have Mortimer's signature on them?
Do you think all these properties really belong to him?
Probably, but that doesn't mean they weren't stolen.
But Mortimer's signature, it looks genuine.
Maybe he erased the original ones and signed his name instead.
These documents are intriguing, but do you really think that's what attracted your mother's attention here?
And how do you know my mother was interested in this room?
I didn't know, I just supposed she was. And you just confirmed it. So, do you think she found what she came for?
I don't know. She was
Ouais,
obsessed with
c'est pas
Mortimer,
une vraie
and
personne, mais
I
puis
must
c'est
confess,
identité
these property
directement utilisée
deeds
par
are
Paul.
troubling.
If that's the case, why would she have left them?
Once again, I don't know. We'll
Peut-être.
have to ask her when we find her. And what's your take?
Peut-être.
Why keep such a collection hidden in a secret room? Any thoughts?
Mortimer has every reason in the world to conceal it, even if only to keep it from people like us.
Hey, Emily, we're not thieves. We're only
2h29
looking.
secondes.
I wonder why my mother
Déjà,
didn't make it clear
145
what she was
messages,
interested in here.
dont
She
140
didn't
de
have time to
lapins.
write it down, or maybe she wasn't sure of what she was looking for.
Or she wanted to protect her discoveries. It's disturbing.
You'll just have to search the rest of the room. Maybe you'll find something. What is that you found?
A cameo pendant. What's going on?
Nothing.
For crying out loud, Emily, you lunged for that jewel like your life depended on it. Tell me what this is about.
No. We just met, Louis. I like you, but I can't just suddenly open myself up like a book to you.
Listen, Emily. It seems pretty obvious to me that you haven't come here for the sole purpose of sampling Mortimer's cellar. Stop all the clever evasions and just trust me.
And why the hell should I place my trust in you, Louis?
When are you going to understand that I just want to help you?
What do you expect? That I'll fall into your arms and say yes to everything you want?
What are you talking about? I'm only asking you to trust me a little. If only on principle, as a member of the Golden Order, for example.
I'll admit you are fairly reliable.
That's it? I was expecting more.
Well, I'm prepared to trust you when it comes to choosing a French cheese, but I've nothing to gain by confiding in you any further than that.
Nothing to gain? Damn it, Emily! I'm only trying
Elle
to
fera
help you.
confiance sur les
Stop
fromages
needing to
français
gain
seulement.
something all the time.
Because you think I need
C'est
help.
triste.
Just like everyone. You have your strengths and your weaknesses. And there's no use pretending otherwise.
Ha! And I bet you found out where I'm weak, haven't you?
Alors, elle est vulnérable en
You
psychologie.
think your scathing wit protects you, but in fact it makes you blind. No sooner have people introduced themselves than you already see them in a bad light. You play the part of a strong woman, and yes, you are a strong woman, of course. But what I see is a sensitive young lady who lacks self-confidence. Stop adopting a defensive posture, and you'll see just how quickly new doors will open.
There is some truth to what you say. I might have some weaknesses, but I don't need your help to overcome them. And I'm simply not contemplating collaborating with anyone at this time. Do you understand?
I don't see us as partners for life. You won't owe me anything, you know. It doesn't commit you to anything after all.
All right, you've gone to a lot of trouble. You deserve an answer. I already have a work partner. I know my weaknesses. I don't doubt that your abilities will be of use to me. But I already have all that, thanks to my teammate.
Is there any chance you might tell me who he is?
No, I've already said too much. Consider yourself lucky I've even given you this much. It's extremely rare, believe me.
Come on, don't stop now that you've come this far. You know that eventually I'll end up making you talk.
Well, since no one can resist you, let's see if you can guess who my partner is.
You're a gambler. So, your partner is... Your sister. She's your partner. She's the one you're looking for.
Well, I am impressed. How the devil did you guess I had a sister? Virtually no one even knows. When it comes to getting results, you are very good, I grant you that. You deserve to know why the sight of the cameo pendant affected me so strongly. I thought it belonged to Emma, my twin sister.
Oh. Now I get why you said you had a memory for two.
Yes, you can't imagine to what extent, though. As children, everyone got us mixed up. So one day we decided to play along. Since then, we have become one and the same. We have officially erased the identity of my sister Emma. Emily
Les deux
Hillsborough,
sœurs qui
the woman with two
prennent
faces.
une seule identité, qui partagent
Clever.
tout.
But isn't it complicated? How do you make it work?
One of us has no existence in the outside world. We share everything. First for one, then for the other. We dress the same, wear the same makeup, we speak the same. We've learned to act as one. When we accept a mission, we both turn up. This time, though, she went ahead and I was meant to wait for her on the mainland. She was meant to meet Sir Home and bring back the details so we could work out who would follow up.
And there was a problem?
She was supposed to return from Mortimer's 1 week ago. The boat turned up at Plymouth, but alas, no trace of my sister. Instead, a sailor passed me a message from home, notifying me of her sudden disappearance.
So,
J'y repense. Mortimer, c'est forcément une vraie personne. Parce que pendant le repas, la duchesse et Washington y ont fait référence au moins. Comme quoi c'était des personnes séparées de Holm. Enfin, que c'était une personne séparée de Holm. Ou alors c'est pas une vraie personne, mais en tout cas c'est né pas Holm. Et peut-être dans le complot. Un complot. Un complot, mais il irait sur quoi le complot? Non.
Mother and your sister go missing just a few days apart. That's strange. Maybe their disappearances are linked.
It's clearly a possibility, but up to now I haven't found a trace of either of them.
None of this is very reassuring.
By the way, Louis, now that you are in on the secret, you are obliged to keep it to yourself, or you will pay very dearly.
Don't worry. Your secret
Vous
is
êtes
safe with me.
Sarah, Lord Mortimer.
It's time to leave.
So, what do you think of our first adventure?
I must admit, it has been fun by your side.
Same here.
Celui qui joue aux échecs, c'est l'allemand. Enfin, Wollner, peut-être. C'est vrai qu'il peut ressembler. On voit qu'une barbe blanche. Donc oui.
Oh, she's been drinking too much again.
Louis, I need to talk to you right now.
Good evening, Elizabeth. Actually, this is not a good time.
I'm begging you, please don't leave me alone.
I'll be waiting for you in your room, but don't be late.
I was sure there was a certain je ne sais quoi between us.
Louis, we need to talk now. Otherwise, it'll be too late.
Looks like Elizabeth really needs me, but if I start talking to her, for sure Emily won't wait for me. What should I do?
J'ai déjà suivi Elisabeth, je sais comment ça se finit. Du coup, je vais rejoindre Emily d'abord.
Excuse me, Elizabeth, but some very urgent business has cropped up. We can speak tomorrow.
No, Louis, don't leave me alone. They've come back.
Good night, madam.
C'est odieux ce que je fais quand même.
Well, well, Louis, you took your sweet time. What did our poor Elizabeth want?
The truth is, I really don't have the slightest idea. But I thought all of that could wait until tomorrow.
That young girl seems very...
Emily? Have I misunderstood something here? What are you doing in my room?
And for a while now, the question has been nagging at me.
And that explains why I now find you here, in my bed.
Avec Elisabeth, elle me force à boire pour pour me livrer un secret. Et du coup, finalement, j'ai pas le secret parce que j'arrête de boire avant. Enfin, en gros, je bois juste un peu, du coup, et elle veut pas.
Ask me the question that's been burning at your lips.
I know your mother was here to meet someone, but I can't figure out who.
Oh, so that's what's been hiding behind all this.
We are both members of the Order, Louis. Let's try to be honest with each other. I have followed with great interest your affair in Paris, in connection with Mr. von Borchardt.
Von
You
Borchardt.
managed to steal something from him, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly. And what about you, my friend? What were you and your dear sister looking for here?
Well, our mission was to find out more about that particular book.
And why that one?
Let's just say that the Queen is desperately seeking a way of relieving the King from his difficulties with dementia.
Well, how about that?
This is quite fascinating. But just what did Sarah expect to accomplish here?
If only I knew myself. My mother always takes a sly pleasure in telling me as little as possible.
Oh, poor little Louis. Your mother hides things from you.
Ça me stresse sa position là.
No, it's not nice at all. And you?
En fait, je préfère
What were
retourner
you
boire.
supposed to do once the book was found?
Give it to our sponsor, of course. Sir Gregory has more than one card up his sleeve.
So you mean home is playing both sides? I'd say the Queen is going to be disappointed.
What can we do? Sometimes things work out like that. Right, enough chatting. Come and join me instead.
Non, merci.
Emily, don't take this the wrong way, but I really don't think this would be a good idea right now.
I see. You don't think it would do you some good to relax and clear your mind a bit?
That's a good point. But seriously, I'd rather we didn't.
I understand, Louis. I won't insist any further.
Thanks, Emily. Lord Mortimer?
Monsieur de Richet, at last we meet.
Ah. Lord Mortimer, et donc une vraie personne. Et il a aussi une barbe blanche qui ressemble à Van Volner. Et voilà pour l'épisode 1. La fin est totalement différente. En gros, si tu vas avec Emily, avec Elisabeth, elle se fait tuer et tu es accusé de son meurtre. Du coup, tu te fais arrêter. Là, c'est mieux, tu rencontres Mortimer. Du coup, je vais m'arrêter là. C'était bien sympathique pour un premier stream. Faudra voir pour les trucs à corriger. T'en as noté beaucoup ou pas? Rare que je sois mon esprit. Avant, en même temps, c'est moi, hein. Bon. J'ai 5 personnes qui regardent. Ça fait beaucoup. Merci d'être passé. Je vais sans doute continuer demain. Voilà. Bonne soirée à vous.